Hey guys, what's going on? Jimmy the Owl here. Wayfinder live event came out not even a day ago called Eventide, and I want to talk about it. My first impressions of it. It's been out for less than a day. I've done practically everything there is to do with it now. It's just mostly grinding the last cosmetic stuff that you can get within the game, and by last I mean I have to get like majority of it all. I've been making a slow effort through that. This video is going to focus solely on the Eventide event. Wayfinder Wednesday episode 14 will take you through version 0.2 and Eventide as a whole unit. What they did was, which I think was interesting but a good effort to make sure the game didn't release completely broken, 0.2 came out a few days before, and then Eventide came out on the Friday. So what happened was that all the weapons that were supposed to come out around Eventide came out earlier, so they're not linked into the Eventide event or anything like that, which is, you could argue, better because it lets you grind the weapons before the event, because none of the weapons were actually linked to the event or anything like that. So you could argue it was a better way to do it. I would argue it was a better way to do it. One, it made it a bug-free experience, except from the 2 bugs they already announced were going to be there, that they're going to release on Monday the bug fixes for. I didn't run into a single bug while doing this. So the Eventide event, in my mind, was a great success, and if you haven't played Wayfinder, want to get back into it, or want to try it, it is a good event to jump back into and get going. It is available for low levels and high levels. The first sphere is like power level 200, which you can get by doing the first few quest lines in the game. Like getting past like the first tutorial bits of the game will get you 200 power level. So you can jump in to the event really early on, especially the world boss part of it, seeming everyone is there farming it, so you're not going to struggle. I'm very, very impressed with what they've pulled out here. So without further ado, let's get on to the actual event itself. The event, Eventide, has multiple layers to it. It has the quests, it has 1 hunt, 1 expedition, 1 event in the overworld. We'll start with the quests. The quests themselves aren't anything special, with 1 quest being the only unique quest in the bunch out of all of them is the one where you actually go into the expedition and make some food. Except from that, they're all the bog standard Wayfinder quests I've come to know and love and enjoy, of running around, collecting items, completing expedition, and killing bosses. All the fun stuff that I'm used to doing and happy to do. They all give some sort of Christmas-related items, I'm pretty sure. Like, it was like 1 gave a hot cocoa, 1 gave cookies, so on and so forth. They all seem to give something Christmas-related, presents, whatnot, so forth, Christmas lights that you can put in your apartment. All of them were good fun. I enjoyed a lot of them. The expedition is just... This was like the best thing for me. So the expedition is the expeditions you'll find in Reaver Woods, but shortened down and condensed so that there is less of running around in empty spaces and more things to do. There is constant enemies, constant events, constant things to do. I think Wayfinder, and this is just a personal opinion of mine, and I hope that most people agree with me on this one, I think Wayfinder is strong when the expeditions are short to medium. The Reaver Woods expeditions are so long, so barren, so empty, so big, so dead-ended. It reminds me of the early days of Minecraft dungeons, where there was all these branching paths that led off to fuck all nothing. Not even a chest, not even like an enemy half the time. And you felt pointless exploring, and that's what the Reaver Woods turns into for me. None of it is ever worth exploring half the time. It's just a lot of empty space that meaningly comes to nothing. So they took that area, they condensed it down, made it so more enemies were there, more items were there, more events were there, and then you can get to the shopkeeper in there that you swap stuff with to get items. Like if you swap it with, if you give him the item from like the fur from the boss in the zone, he will give you potions and stuff. They all have set items they can give, so that will always give potions, but it'll give different potions. I think the bog standard gift will give you just bog standard stuff like some gloom shards and some imbuements and stuff. They all give like, you know, set items. I haven't gone through them all yet, so that's like my next step, is to just run expeditions out and see what he can get from what. But the shopkeeper's in there, and then you have the boss. all the enemies are stuff you see so far in the game. One cool thing that I did like, kind of like, I know this is going to be so out of pocket for anyone who isn't like as old as me, but back in the day of League of Legends, this is going to seem so random, we used to do rune pages with glyphs and stuff, and one of the things they used to do was sell you seasonal glyphs and stuff. So when you put it in the rune page, you could have like the Halloween strength. It would be the exact same as the normal strength one, but it would give like have a spooky like pumpkin on it or something, like magic resist and whatnot, crit gold by 5/5 or whatever. You could get like special versions of that, and Wayfinder has kind of copied that in an essence, where all these enemies are the same ones you could fight, and the boss from the boss from the hunt also is a boss that we've already played against, but Christmasified, and he gives a Christmas version of his echo. So the enemies in the other expedition, they give Christmas versions of their current echoes and stuff. So if you were to grind it out enough, you could have a set of Christmas glyphs that you would never see again, maybe, or you might see them again next Christmas if they go for the same event and stuff, but it would be like something unique to you, kind of like the runes were in League. Like you could have Halloween or like world versions of the runes, and I think that's really cool and unique, and I do like that, and I think that's a really cool way of doing it, also without, you know, making stuff that is never going to be seen again. That makes no sense, having a lot of effort into it. Like, I would love a fully customizable Christmas boss, but I would also love that boss to stick around, so I don't see the point in them making that when they can just Christmasify one of the other bosses that are currently in the game and make it give you Christmas related items. I like that. I think it's fine. It's perfectly good. I'm happy with it. I think they've done a good job with the hunt and the expedition, but we'll talk about the hunt now. The hunt is the spider boss that you fight, is the very first boss that you fight in the base game, but he's now all snowy and he's ready to throw down. Beating him will give you the same echo that he has for the that the actual boss gives you, but it's just like snowed now. I think it's like the Snow Queen one instead of whatever the actual spider was called. But it does the exact same thing. There's no actual power balance to it. It's not going to be stronger in any way to the one that you can currently get. So it's not like it's going to be down the line. People are going to be like, well, it's not fair. He's got a stronger one that I can't get anymore. It's the exact same thing. It just has a different picture and name to it. But I do like that. I think that is very cool. So there's not much to talk about there in the hunt, because it is literally the spider boss, just Christmasified. The next thing on the agenda is the Christmas store. So during this event, you'll be getting these ruby things. These rubies will be used to purchase items from the store. So far, I've bought the spider, the helmet, and the teddy bear that you put on your character. The spider goes in your house, and the helmet, which you can see my character wearing, has some antlers on it. All good stuff. You can get, every character has a antler helmet, and then everyone after that is either an emote, a sticker, a tag for your weapon, or then it starts boiling down into like Christmas trees and stuff, and presents and tinsel and whatnot for your apartment. A lot of it is apartment related cosmetics, but there's still some good cosmetics there for your character. And I want to get the Snow Angel, what's it called, the Snow Angel emote. That's my next one I'm grinding for, but there's still a lot of cool stuff in there that I want before it goes. Last but not least, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Plunderfoot. He is the world event that will be occurring, just like the Vile guy, the Vilemore, whatever his name is, where you put the lures down and you spawn him. He works the exact same way, except he just dies instantly because he is a loot goblin that yeah, he's getting abused constantly over and over again. You will see people there, and it brings the community together, and I do like this one a lot, because you see a load of people group up, and then all at once, everyone's abilities go off when he spawns in. He dies instantly, everyone picks up all the presents he drops, and then it's back to waiting until we all gank him again as soon as we spawn him. It is very, very fun, and I do enjoy this a lot. Overall, this is a step up from where the live event was from the first one. The Gloom live event was very bare bones in my opinion, not giving a lot of stuff to the game, and mostly just giving something that I thought should have already been in the game, and then taking it away. So I didn't really like the Gloom event that much, but this Christmas one kind of steps it up to make it its own thing, not adding anything new to the game, so I don't feel like it should be content that needs to stay, but also giving it a unique spin, putting some cool new events within the expedition to keep it interesting. The shop being in the expedition, this is something I want to see come out further along the line in the game baseline. I would love to see secret merchants within expeditions that give items that you can't get anywhere else with special currencies and stuff. That would be interesting and unique, or to give them gifts from items that you find in the expeditions to trade them for mats and stuff that you would get. You know, that would be a hard grind, but you can get them for a easier cost if he spawns in and you find him in his secret locations. Something like that would be an interesting method, and it's nice to see that they're trying this out in the live event, so hopefully I see that next time in the next expedition they add. I'm hoping to see some sort of merchant pop up in the newer expeditions. The events themselves are much funner, in my opinion, than the ones of past. It is break the cube, and you either get a chest or a enemy, kind of like the like goo cubes, but these ones are ice. The other one is find a firefly to take it to the chest, and you melt the chest, and you can just open the chest. And then it's destroy 2 crystals, and then there's the present one. The present one currently isn't working. That gets fixed on Monday. And then I think that might be it on the events that you can do, but they're all bundled so close together that it doesn't feel like you're going too long without doing one of the events. So it feels like a much more coherent, consistent expedition. Overall, I think this live event is great. I just think it's really good. I think they really knocked it out of the park and did a solid one for once in their life. I know sometimes I might come across harsh against Wayfinder and Airship Syndicate, I think they're called, but as a small development group, they are working wonders on this game, and I just want to make it clear, like, I don't think they do a poor job. There's some things I think they do poor, but overall I don't think they do a poor job, and I think they're doing an amazing job with the hand they're dealt right now, trying to develop and publish a game. They're currently already, I would say, on the struggling side of developing. So having to publish as well is probably giving a heavy load of work, and they're doing a solid job. This is the first big change to the game since that, and it went live with kinda out of a hitch. The 0.2 patch went live without any struggles. Eventide, because of bugs, went live a bit later than the Friday they promised, but still got to us on a decent time frame, and was a bug-free experience for me, except obviously the 2 bugs that they already made clear were going to be there in their Discord. Overall, I can't complain. I think they did a really good job, and I'm hoping this is a sign of things to come, a sign of quality that I'm going to see going forward, a sign of content, and just like clear imagery of what they want, because this felt like a step in a direction of showing what they want the game to be. Version 0.2 is very showing of where they want to take the game, and this live event is very showing of how they want their events to be going forward. They are definitely making strides in improving how they are delivering and executing content. Very good, very great. If I had to say, should you jump into Eventide, I would deadly recommend it. Definitely and deadly. It is insanely good to play. It is a fun and enjoyable grind, something Wayfinder, I have said many of times, has struggled with, and this one is one of the first times they've released something that I am enjoying and not being molding at the grind. But yeah, that is Eventide. It is fun, enjoyable, and I can't wait to jump back into it. Wayfinder Wednesday episode 14, I want to say it is that now, will be the full adventure through Eventide and the journey of 0.2. The weapons and all that stuff, and the awakenings and stuff, which I haven't touched on in this video because it is solely for Eventide. Event's great. Good job, Airship Syndicate. Can't wait to see what the next drop of content / live event will be. Until then, I deadly recommend picking up and playing the game, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.